I'm going to share with you the hair routine that I use to grow my hair down to my butt. Now let me tell you a secret. I didn't learn how to cornrow my hair, my own hair, until I was out of college and well over 6 years into my natural hair journey. So you do not have to know how to cornrow to grow your hair or to do cute styles with your hair. Now what I'm going to share with you today, the hair routine that I use to grow my hair down to my butt, it's really simple, really easy, and it's effective. So you can take this, modify it to your needs. When I was doing this hair routine, I was in college and I was in all kinds of activities. So I did not have time for a bunch of stuff, but also I wanted to look cute, you know, like on the weekends or when I had performances or whatever was going on. I had to be able to look cute too. So I can't go around looking like a ragamuffin just because I want my hair to grow. Okay, so every great hair routine starts with what? Wash day, our favorite day, right? Our favorite day of life. It will be soon. When I was starting my wash day, I would start off with a pre-poo. And back then I would pre-poo with coconut oil, water and coconut oil. I would just slap the coconut oil on my hair. I would put a head wrap on my hair if I had to go do something, and I would keep it moving. So that's step one, is pre-poo with coconut oil. You can also pre-poo with with olive oil or with whatever other oil you want to use. After I pre-pooed, and I did some light finger detangling when I pre-pooed. After pre-pooing, the second thing that I would do is I would jump into the shower and I would shampoo my hair in sections. I used 6 sections, so like boop, 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 2 on each side, 3 going back, because that was what was easy for me. And you can use however many sections was recommended to you when you built your own hair routine. Use that number of sections. So I would shampoo my hair, focus on the scalp, let it rinse down the length of my hair, and then I would keep it moving to the next step, which is deep conditioning. Now back when I was in college, I liked to do a lot of like DIY things. One of my favorite things, I like to do semi-DIY, so like semi-homemade. If you were ever watching the cooking channel a few years ago, you know about that show, Semi-Homemade. That was one of my favorites. Genius. So semi-homemade deep conditioner is you buy a deep conditioner and then you soup it up, you add stuff to it, you make it fancy, you make it juicy, you make it whatever you need it to be. So I would buy a deep conditioner. Back then I wasn't really loyal to any products. I'm still like, I'm semi-loyal to some products now, but back then I had no loyalties. So whatever I got is what I got, or whatever someone gave me is what I used. And then I would put in banana baby food, because one time I mashed up a banana by hand and put it in my deep conditioner and I couldn't get it out. So never again. I would not recommend using a banana. Just use the banana baby food. Or if you have a really great blender, that's cool too. Banana baby food's faster. Get organic if you want, okay? So I use, I would take my store-bought conditioner, put in put in banana baby food, oils like coconut oil or olive oil, and I would use that to deep condition my hair. That's really it. I just added the banana baby food, added some oils, maybe honey if I was feeling fancy, and then I would deep condition my hair, wrap it up in a Walmart bag, then wrap it up in a hat or something, like a knitted hat, just to help block some heat in, because I didn't have a blow dryer, I didn't have an overhead blow dryer, I didn't have all the fancy things. That's what I had. So I'd wrap it up, boom, pop that baby on, and keep about my business, doing homework, watching TV, doing whatever it was I was doing for about an hour. I would just leave that deep conditioner in for an hour. Then I would hop in the shower, and as I was rinsing that deep conditioner out, I would detangle my hair. And at that time I was using a Denman brush. Today there are many detangling options. Pick your favorite and utilize it. Use it and use it well. So after I deep conditioned my hair, so at this point we've pre-pooed, we've washed, we've deep conditioned and detangled. So now after that, it's time to moisturize and style your hair. And I love Shea Moisture. I use the Shea Moisture souffle and the Shea Moisture smoothie on my hair. The smoothie first, then the souffle, because the souffle is more of like the gel. I think the formula has changed a little bit, but those were the products that I used back then, especially when I had my TWA, my old TV afro. It just made my curls pop. And I would go in with that, rub it in real good, and keep it moving. When I had my TWA, I didn't really do a lot with my TWA. I just let my baby be. Now the next part is styling. Now this looked a little bit different at every phase of my growth. So that's important to note. At every phase of my growth, I made sure that I had a signature hairstyle, something that I did that was quick, easy, and worked for whatever phase I was in at that moment. So like I said, when I had my TWA, I would really just, brush in the products, comb in the products, and just let it be. There's a lot of people who like do a lot of fancy stuff with their TWAs, and that's beautiful. I left mine alone. And you're gonna come to find out, the more that you leave your hair alone, the more length you're gonna retain. And your hair's always growing, so the goal is to retain length as it's growing. And that's how you get your hair down to your booty. So the less manipulation you can do while still making sure your hair is healthy and moisturized, the better. And so that's what I did. Then though, after my hair was growing out, it got to that like awkward phase where it's like kind of not cute to just leave it the way that it is, but it ain't really long enough to do a whole lot with it. So I had a couple of little tricks that I used. I would have little headbands that I would put. I might tuck one side behind the headband and let the rest kind of be out in the front of the headband. Or I had the headbands that went all the way around, and I had the headbands that were like, just right here. They had cute bows and stuff. I put cute bows in my hair, things like that when it got like slightly longer to that awkward length. And when it was at the longer awkward length, so a little bit longer, like it's still kind of awkward, but you can kind of do some stuff with it, that's when I started putting some twists in. And so I would kind of combine what I did with the short awkward length and put it also into the long awkward length, because I would do my twists and I would wear my twists for a week, but I would style my twists again with like cute headbands or bows or things like that to make it still look kind of cute. You do head wraps as well. Take your pick. And then at some point, whenever they started looking not so great, I would let it out, which kind of leads into what I did, from that longer awkward length on to continue to grow my hair. Is once I was styling it, I put my styling stuff in my hair, my Shea Moisture, my Shea Butter, whatever it was that I was using at the time, and I would twist my hair. So as my hair grew longer, my twists were longer, and I would leave the twists in for like a week, like day 0 to 6. The twists were in there. I was rocking the twists. I was styling the twists. The twists were luscious. They were all that. When my hair was longer, I might like plop the twist on the top of my head into a style, maybe leave a couple twists dangling right here, for a look. It could be a whole look. And then come day 7-ish, 8-ish, once you hit week 2, I let my fro out. I let my hair out. I didn't do too much in terms of separating the twists. Like I did separate them so they looked good, but I would let my fro out, and I would just let it kind of grow naturally and pineapple it up at night. I did not retwist my hair at night. You can if that works for you. Again, go back, reference your custom hair routine and what your hair needs, and if it needs to be retwisted at night and things of that nature. If that would do it some good, cool, do that. For me, I did not do that. It was not a necessity for me at the time, especially with my hair being stretched. So I would just pineapple it at night to continue to keep it stretched, and then let it out the next day. Shake and keep it moving. It was wonderful. So once it got to about day 10, and that twist out maybe started getting a little bit frizzier or whatever, it started getting bigger, it started getting whatever it started getting around day 10, I would then put my hair into a puff, because man, that made for a bomb puff at that time, a big, full, juicy, luscious puff. And so I'd rock my puff, and a puff is something that you can make be really elegant as well. It can be just like a very elegant, very refined, very regal style. So I used to love doing those with some dangly earrings and, you know, whatever else I decided to do. And when my hair was too short to do a puff with a headband, what I would do is I would take bobby pins and I would just pin it all the way around, but not in the front. I wouldn't pin it in the front because in the front I would want it to frame my face. So I would pin it in a certain position to where the front was kind of out and I could leave it to frame my face, but I had pins all the way around here. And then when my hair got a little bit longer, I could use a headband and put it on and, you know, double it and make a puff that way, which you can find all that information in terms of hairstyles and how you can finesse those kinds of hairstyles in the next section, which is going to be all about hairstyles. I'm sure y'all are going to love it. So yeah, I would wear it in a puff from about day 13-ish, 10, about day 10, until you got to about day 13, when it's really getting time for another wash day. You feel me? At this time, it's been almost 2 weeks since you washed your hair. It's time for another wash day. And so then, of course, that's when I would do another wash day and keep it moving. Now, what I will say is, there were times where it was time for another wash day, and I didn't have the time or the energy or the mental capacity for another wash day. So, here's what you do if that happens and you've already pushed it to 2 weeks. You slather some coconut oil on that bad boy, just all over your hair. Just section it. You can spritz it. Just put coconut oil all up and through it. You might be dripping a little bit. You might be a little greasy, but this is gonna save your life, I promise. Just slather some coconut oil on it and put it in a bun or put it in a head wrap, and keep it trucking for however long. Hopefully it ain't gonna be another week, but for however long, you know, those next couple of days that you just need to get through until your life is a little more calm, that is going to help. It's gonna make sure that your hair is protected, moisturized, that it's not getting all like too tangly and crazy. You can slather some water and some coconut oil in there and put it in a bun. You got some time and energy for that. So if you're having to push your wash day farther than you normally do, coconut oil or olive oil, if you don't like coconut oil, put it in a bun or put it in a head wrap and keep it moving so that your ends are protected, your hair's moisturized and sealed, and you can keep it moving for another couple days. Now, something that is often overlooked on the journey to growing your hair is your mindset. And I can tell you that was the biggest factor, one of the biggest factors in my natural hair growth journey is my mindset. So before I even went natural, it was 3 months in between my most recent relaxer and when I cut all my hair off. So I had 3 months worth of growth when I went natural. But in that 3 months, I was preparing myself mentally because I didn't know what my hair was gonna look like. I didn't know what texture I was gonna have. I didn't know if I was gonna like short hair or what I was gonna look like with short hair. So I started a Pinterest board and I just pin this beautiful Black women with curly hair, mostly short curly hair because that's what I was about to have, of all curl types and all textures and all everything, just so that I could start to fall in love with every type of natural hair. And that's one reason that even to this day, I believe that all natural hair, like all types of natural hair is beautiful. Like I love all of them because I literally trained myself to love all of them. The same way that we are trained to not love natural hair and to love straight hair is the same way we can train ourselves to love naturally curly hair through things like Pinterest boards, through things like making sure who you're following on Instagram has curly hair or is encouraging and uplifting women with curly hair. I started unfollowing any pages that I felt like was promoting something that was counter to the beliefs that I was working to build. So if they were posting a bunch of images of beauty that were unattainable, were anti-natural, anti-curly hair, or maybe not even that, like anti, but it was like promoting straight hair or something like that. Me, in my infant state of learning to love my natural hair, I unfollowed it because I already have enough of those images everywhere. So in the environments where I could control, I made sure that I was seeing curly, natural hair. That was part of me conditioning my mind to love my hair before I even went natural. And I would recommend that to you as well. I will leave the Pinterest board that I used below so that you can reference it. I still look at it and add to it to this day. And I will recommend a couple of YouTubers and a couple of people on Instagram specifically that I follow that I think you might love too. And finally, something else that was really, really huge on my natural hair journey is tracking. Tracking? What do I mean by tracking? I mean taking pictures, girl. Link checks. All that juicy, yummy, great stuff that can be easy to forget. What happens on a natural hair journey oftentimes, especially with more tightly coiled and curled hair, is you can't even see your growth. Sometimes you don't notice it. One, you're with yourself every single day, so you're not gonna notice your hair growing necessarily because every day to you, there's no big significant change. And so in those times where you get discouraged and you feel like you've been doing all this work and nothing's working, or you feel like you're doing everything wrong or whatever, like your hair's not growing and whatever it is you're experiencing, it helps so much to have a picture to reference, to be able to look at your length check from 3 months ago and realize that your hair has grown so much more than you realized it has. So this is very, very important. That's why I included something at the beginning of this booklet for your length checks, because it's important, and it's an important part of growing your hair because of the mentality behind it. Because it's important to be able to celebrate the wins, celebrate all the wins, not just when you get to your desired length, but all the wins in between. You have all of this to celebrate in between where you are now and where you want to be. So do that. Celebrate it. Post about it. This is my 1 month. This is my 2 month length check. This is my 3 month. I have mine. And it was like this. Just going down and down and down every time until it was all the way down. So that will help to keep you motivated. That will help you to see the progress that you're making so that you keep moving forward. So it's important to stretch out those curls because the volume is not always going to be the tell for you. I hope that this was helpful. Remember, the goal here is to get the most magic for your minute. So you want to make sure that every minute that you're putting in, that you're getting out something great from it. So when you're looking at these hairstyles, make sure that you're taking that into consideration. How long is this hairstyle going to take me to do, and how much wear am I going to get out of it? And am I okay with that? How does that fit into my lifestyle? Always make sure that you are thinking about you and your lifestyle and your desires, and all of this will be perfect for you. I will see y'all later.